What is going on, guys? CrushMiniEgg121 here again, and today I've got some brand new Battlefield 4 information for you. So it's not much, but it does tell us a bit about what's coming up in the next few months. Really, it's not going to be days at this second, so we are going to have to wait a tiny bit for it. But let's just get straight into this. First of all, I'd like to say that two Battlefield 3 Endgame trailers have been released. There's one on YouTube you can find on the Battlefield 3 or Battlefield channel. That's the Capture the Flag extended gameplay trailer kind of thing. It shows you the ins and outs of Capture the Flag, what it's going to be like, a bit of the new maps, and a bit of air superiority. But if you have premium and you go onto the Battlelog, you can check out the new air superiority gameplay trailer. It shows you everything. It's so mad. It's so crazy, that game mode is. I can't wait for it. So that's great. But you came here for the Battlefield 4 information. That's what you're going to get. So they have stated that there is no Battlefield 4 information at this second, but there will be apparently in the next 90 days. So that sounds not too far away, but if we think about 90 days, that is 3 months. So we're just into February now. February, I keep saying that. So we could see it realistically around March, end of April sometime. So it's going to be a fair while away. So yeah, that's coming at the end of April. They also have stated that there is EA have stated that there's going to be no Medal of Honor Warfighter in their timeline at the second. So there's no Medal of Honor Warfighter sequel coming, either not this year, not next year. So they need something to fill that gap they're missing. Really, there's a hole in their timeline, really. So you've got Battlefield 4 and a big gap. So I was thinking, what on earth could they fill that with? What kind of military shooter that will capture the market and generate huge amount of sales that everybody wants and everybody has been asking for? So the only realistic idea I could come up with was Battlefield Bad Company 3. It might be a big ask for that, but it might be realistic to see that we might see that in 2014. Who knows? And saying 2014 seems such a long way away, but it will come quicker than you think. I guarantee it. But the next thing I want to talk about was Battlefield 4 on the next generation consoles. Now, they haven't said whether it is or whether it isn't. I'm sure we'll get that in the next few months when they decide to release the Battlefield 4 information in 90 days, apparently. So on the next gen consoles, this is kind of a controversial topic because it might do. They might release it on the next gen, or they might just keep it to the standard, I would say Xbox for the second, as an example. So they might just keep it to the standard Xbox or consoles, mainly because a lot of people may not jump on the next gen boat that quickly. They may not get it, the next generation console. They may not get it immediately. They may stick with the original consoles for a little bit longer, say for Christmas, maybe the new year. So I don't quite know at the moment, but it could be a cross-generation platform kind of game. So a cross-generation game. So that could mean it could work on the normal Xbox, for example, and work on the next generation consoles. Now, it could implement some sort of setting drops, graphical settings that drop down when you play it on the standard Xbox and you play it on the next generation consoles. It could go up, but I think that's just a fantasy idea. That probably isn't as realistic as I can imagine in my head. So I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. If it is, if it isn't, we'll soon find out later this year. But I would presume it's going to be Yeah, so I don't know. And the last thing is, are DICE Battlefield going to make a game every year? So is this going to be an annual thing, like Call of Duty? Now, they've said we're not announcing an annualization for Battlefield at this time. So they state that they've got no plans for it at this moment in time, but they're saying that they're leaving the idea out there just for a later date. So they might come back to it and say, hang on a second, we should make a game every year because we need to compete with Call of Duty. That's probably that's the first thing I could think of, but I don't know. So I presume not. It's not really the way Battlefield goes, as Battlefield 3 was released in 2011, and now we're getting a 2-year later game. So it doesn't seem like they are at the moment, but again, it could all change in the near future. So who knows what's going to happen, but that's all I've got for you today. I will be posting up any information as soon as it drops. That'll be in the next 3 months or so. Looking forward to it. Definitely tell me what you think in the comments below. Otherwise, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, post a comment, question down below, if you have one of course. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel for the upcoming content that's coming very soon. So until next time.